It is payday, a good day for Peter and his wife Brenda to make plans on what they have from the money they have received from the cash transfer Mtugulabakomo program. This couple is among the many beneficiaries of this program that targets the ultra-poor families. But you would come here and wonder why and how they belong to this program, because they seem stable. My maize garden was a ridicule, she tells me. It was all yellow. It was so hard for me to buy any farm inputs, especially fertilizer. I simply could not afford, she told me. But that was not all. It was worse. My house was in a bad shape. Each time it rains, it would get drained. I wouldn't sleep at all until the rain stops. It was hard. So that is their story. What you see now is a new start for them that was necessitated from the social cash transfer program. To this day, she has a different story. Ever since this cash transfer program came, my life and that of my family has transformed. I have a house with iron sheets. Being enlisted on this program took away the shame that Peter would face, as previously he felt like not a man enough for the house.
I was really excited to be part of this program. It was hard being a man but doing nothing. I wasn't working, piece weeks were hard to find, but now I stand tall as a provider in the house.
Apart from having a decent house, they also invested in livestock. According to the family, they thought of this as a sustainable source of income when they graduate from the program. Together, they see themselves and want to be role models of the Mtugulabakomo project.
We also invested in livestock as a long-term plan in case of any emergencies.
Planning. That is the center story that I got from this couple as I left their home. But that is not all. But across their homestead in the area of traditional authority Onga in Chingamba village is the home of one vibrant 96-year-old Belita Yohane. She says in her prime she was a hard worker in the field and was able to provide for herself and the 11 children she had. But age kicked in and she lost almost everything.
My
dear, I had a hard time, she told me. I lost 10 of my children and had one left, with my grandchildren as well. My age wouldn't let me work as I would. I had no food. But then she was enlisted on the social cash transfer program to complement the requirements in her home. I felt so good, Gogo Belita told me. I had to make a plan. I just didn't want to finish all the money at once. So planning was very important. That is Belita. Despite her age, she is a lady full of energy, and she is very exceptional in her brains. I didn't leave it there, she continues to tell me. I had goats, I thought of chickens. I had to do further investments from the cash transfer program. And that is not all. Kokobelita has her grandchildren that live with her from the only surviving child she had. That is when she hatched this plan. I didn't even know that there is something called village bank. Whatever little you have, you invest. From 500 to 1,000 to 10,000. That is what I did, and I registered. So, from the last harvest of the year 2021, this is what she did with the money. Last year, I had 50,000 programs. Oh, I had plans for it, my dear. I planned all that I have from the money that I got from the Mtugula Komo program. I had plates, I had pots, all the decent utensils that I have in my house comes from this project. Kokobelita's desire is to save enough money, close to 150,000 kwacha, so that she can buy a sewing machine for her grandchild to give him a sustainable source of income. So when energy fails her more, there is still something that can bring revenue to the home. According to the Principal Social Welfare Officer for Chiradzulu, it is pleasing to note the changes in people's lives through this program.
One of the major successes that we are sure and we have experienced an increase in school enrollment of school-going children, because we have a bonus that is given to the households that have kids who go to school. So because of that, parents have been encouraged to send their children to school. So we have noted a number of school going children increasing in the district than it was before Ntugula Bakomo started. Yes, and another one is that we now have our beneficiaries are now at least having enough food to eat throughout the year. At first, maybe they didn't have even money to buy fertilizer or farm inputs, but now they are able to farm and feed their families at least.
Implementation of the Social Cash Transfer Program has brought in a lot of changes in beneficiaries, especially in Chiradzulu, with many affording decent housing, as was the case with Peter and his wife and Kokobelita. This program is funded by the World Bank and is done across all the 28 districts in the country by the government of Malawi through the National Local Government Finance Committee.